Recently, I transitioned back to being an individual contributor and at a smaller company. And I found that I've often been stretched between multiple teams and projects, and it can be difficult to kind of figure out what to prioritize for the day or how to structure your week. So, in this video, I wanted to walk through the simple tracker that has helped myself as well as my various product teams stay focused, stay on track without all of the chaotic back and forth of last minute requests and not knowing where we are in a project. This setup is in Notion, but you could pretty much use any tool you want and the system will still work. So the way it's set up is that you have your projects listed out here. We have the individual tasks, or what I would call the checkpoints for individual projects listed. This is something I'll get into later, but this allows you to kind of separate projects from tasks. So if you just want to have a holistic view, you can look at it this way when they're all collapsed. Then you have a target date for the overarching project. You have a project status to see where things are. You have your individual team members, and you could assign multiple team members here for the project, and then you could assign individuals for the actual tasks. The way that capacity works is a bit of an attempt to t-shirt size the design work. So the idea of build, refine, advise is to give a rough estimate, an indication to the designer or to yourself, if you're the one using this, how much work you're going to have to do on that task. So building is something that's pretty much 100% from scratch. You're going to be going through research and prototypes, probably whatever it looks like to you to be full on design mode and building that task. Refinement is going to be where you're improving on something that already exists, or it's a really small task like we need to add this icon in the drop down menu, or something you could pretty much turn around in half a day or a day. I don't like to put estimated hours or any of that kind of stuff in here. I find it's really hard to estimate and it's way too much to track. So kind of being able to put in the build or refine helps you know how much of the day that task is going to take up. And then lastly, you have advisement, which is really you coming in and just giving feedback. So as a designer who works with a ton of different developers at once, there's tons of moving parts, and sometimes things are ready and they need you to look at it and kind of give your A-OK. That's when you're going to be jumping on screen share, giving feedback, and then jumping off. It could be something like 20, 30 minutes. Again, not really time boxing it here, but it's not something where you're going to have to open up Figma and it's going to take a big part of your day. Now, every team, every designer is a little different, but you could set up some sort of system where you only have a handful of build tasks a week, maybe 1 or 2 maximum would be my recommendation. Maybe you have 3 refinements and then up to 5 advisement tickets. Whatever makes sense to you, but this should be a good way to gauge if you start getting tons and tons of big requests all at once, that there needs to be some reprioritization there. Now, impact is just going to indicate the urgency of the task. So you could actually flag a specific task as urgent or just part of your regular sprint planning. And if it's more of a nice to have, that would fall under improvement. Finally, we have resources, which is just going to link to anything that's helpful, like meeting recordings, notes, anything like that, that you could quickly click into and get more detail from there. Now, if we open up a project, this is where I like to store things like meeting notes, a brief description, maybe an explanation of the milestones, any type of meeting notes or decisions that have been made. This is just an example. For some of the projects, it might honestly just be one walkthrough video that a PM made, and that's all I work from. But ideally, your team members are also throwing things into this as well, but you shouldn't feel like you have to maintain this too much. This is really just to keep everything in one place. So again, it doesn't have to be overly structured, and don't try and make it too pretty or too fancy. Just throwing notes in here and moving on is a good way that I found works well for these projects. And if some information gets too much to contain all in one place, or your PM or developers already have documentation somewhere else maybe, then just go ahead and link to their board. Because the moment you spread it out into multiple places, it's going to be very likely that it becomes out of sync, and then again, people will stop using it when there's not relevant information. Now, for bigger projects, we can break those down into what I would just call milestones or checkpoints. And I found this is really helpful for a team to understand all that goes into the design process. So when you're working with your PM, they might just think it's easy to throw together a prototype. But when you start to list out research and getting user feedback, or prototype version 1, prototype version 2, prepping the designs for development and all the different parts of your design process, they'll start to see that a lot more goes into it. And then you can work with them to break down when all those pieces are due. So looking at some of these, I can immediately see like user interviews are going to be more advisement. I'm not going to be building from scratch or opening up Figma. It's more jumping on a meeting and I can walk through with those people. So I could do an advisement and maybe a build task this week. I could actually space those out with separate deadlines. We can track the status of those. Again, you could open up pages here and drop the meeting recording if you have it, whatever makes sense to you. The important part, even if it's a rough estimate, is to assign a deadline and that capacity. Because once you get a sense of what's due when, you'll be able to see all these different projects, especially when they overlap, what's demanding your attention. And if too much stacks up at once, then you can have a practical conversation with your manager, your team leads, and kind of reprioritize from there. Now, one pitfall to avoid here is creating too many items in a project. It's important to remember that these are supposed to be milestones and not tasks. If you want to break down the tasks, you certainly can, and Notion allows you to continue nesting items in here. But to me, adding more items means more work for me to look at and to maintain. And if I'm not maintaining it, then this stops being a single source of truth for myself and for the rest of the team. So if you find yourself adding 10, 15 plus items, it would be a good indication to see what of these items could you combine, or could you actually end up splitting this project into multiple projects if needed. For my teams, this typically works well in the 6 to 8 week range. So we're in about mid-November right now, and we've kind of planned up through December. Obviously, there's holidays in there, so we're kind of getting into early January already. But once you start getting past that 8-week mark, it gets too far away to actually give it considerable attention. So the tasks are really just going to be estimates at this point. A lot can change, so I wouldn't spend too much time trying to plan beyond that point. Now, taking a look at the status, this is also something I like to keep very simple. I try not to necessarily indicate the specifics of where the design is, like it's in research and it's user testing, now it's ready for development and prototype. I've tried that in the past, and I find that it, again, just doesn't get updated over time. So these are the statuses that work pretty well for me. We have obviously not started and then planning, because this could also be something the PM is doing, so it's not necessarily design specific. In progress, obviously, just when I'm working on it. And then when I'm ready to show the team or show a PM, I'll mark it as ready for review. And then I also like to assign that back to them and remove myself so they know that the task has updated. And if they're looking at a view of only their tasks in Notion, then this would pop up there for them. Another important thing is to ensure that you're clearing out old projects. So let's say you've wrapped all these tasks up, then the project really is done. There's no reason for it to be here. So you can clean up this view by basically going down to the filters, taking a look at status and saying project is not done. And now we're only looking at the active work in one place. I've also seen teams add buttons or automations within the page, and that has worked really well for bigger teams or bigger projects where there's a lot of people in here. But for me, because this is just a design board, I didn't feel a need to go too crazy with it. The last piece of advice I'll share is no system is going to be perfect. Yes, I'm using Notion for this. You could be doing this in Google Sheets or whatever app you want. No system or tool is going to solve a lack of cohesion on your team and a lack of clarity on what your priorities are. So at the end of the day, whatever system helps you and your PM, you and your developers have an honest conversation about the work and what your capacity and bandwidth is, that's going to be the best for you. So it can be really easy to get caught up in building Notion databases or optimizing your setup, but make sure that you're actually solving pain points for your team and it's actually helping you and other people doing the work. So at the end of the day, if it's stressing you out more than it's helping you, then it's probably a good time to readjust. I'll include a link to download the Notion template for free and drop a comment down below how you like to organize your design projects with your team. I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.